Part 3 and the final video on this series on the Volunteershoek Pass features the section from the 6th kilometer to the summit point. If you intend driving this pass, it's important to watch all 3 videos, which will give you a complete perspective of what to expect. The War Trail and New England communities are warm-hearted and close-knit. It pays to be friends with your neighbors in these remote mountains. Each Saturday at the War Trail Country Club, there's an opportunity for the local farming families to get together for a social game of tennis and enjoy chatting over a cup of tea. Guests staying in the War Trail in New England districts are very welcome to join in the fun, and it's a great chance to meet the locals. War Trail is not, as many people think, a trail, but rather a farming district. The name derives from skirmishes between the cattle raiding parties of King Moshesh and the Xhosa people living nearer to Berkeley East. New England is famous for its narrow-gauge railway line, and in particular the zigzag railway reverses, of which there are only 3 of their kind in the world. Until relatively recently, this railway line was a vital link with neighboring towns and was used for transporting stock and supplies. There's an excellent viewing point of the reverses on the pass above Loch Bridge, itself a national monument. One of the original steam locomotives can be viewed in Berkeley East, and nearby you can visit the local museum. Further afield, the pretty Victorian villages of Rhodes and Lady Grey offer a wealth of history, and there are interesting tales about the 8 passes connecting the region, including Nordeer's Neck, which is the 3rd highest pass in South Africa. Although rock art is often most associated with the San people, Eastern Cape rock art sites include paintings and inscriptions by the Khoi, Nguni and European settlers. It's thought that the last of the shaman artists were found in the Maclear region at the turn of the 20th century. Rock art in South Africa is therefore a non-renewable resource and must be respected and protected as such. It's sad to say that nowadays the biggest factor in the damage to rock art sites is the ill-informed and unguided visitor. High altitude means high UV exposure, so please come prepared with sunblock, sunglasses, hats and long-sleeve tops. This even applies in winter, as the UV rays reflect off the snow. The only thing that's truly predictable about mountain weather is that it's totally unpredictable. Come prepared for 4 seasons in one day. Layers are a good bet, and there's nowhere really fancy in the area, so you can leave your fancy clothes at home. Besides a lack of fuel and general dealer stores in the area, there are also no pharmacies in either Berkeley East, Rhodes or Lady Grey, so it's sensible to bring prescription medication with you. There are, however, hospitals and doctors in the towns in case of an emergency. Essential items to pack on these trips are cameras, binoculars, fly fishing rods and mountain bikes. If you're self-catering, then bring any unusual foods that you may want with you. There are supermarkets in Lady Grey and Berkeley East and a small supply shop in Rhodes, but you can only rely on getting basic foodstuffs. The supply of fresh fruit and veg is very variable, and there are, however, excellent butchers in Berkeley East and Lady Grey, and the local meat is of good value and superb quality. Clean and invigorating is the best way to describe the climate in the Eastern Cape Drakensberg, and 4 well-marked seasons occur. During summer, the days are typically hot and sunny, with regular late afternoon thunderstorms to clear the air, ready for the next day. Autumn is a time to enjoy magnificent colors, with the grasses and trees decorated in splendid shades of golds and reds. The days are pleasantly warm and sunny, ideal for outdoor activities such as hiking, mountain biking and horse riding. Winter brings the snow, and then the visitors flock to the nearby Tiffendale Resort to enjoy the unique opportunity of snow skiing in South Africa. The area is stunningly beautiful at this time of the year. In spring, the landscape blooms with fresh green grass and wildflowers. Birding at this time of year is exceptional, and the farmlands are bursting with new life in the form of lambs and calves. The 7th cattle grid is passed at the 9-kilometer mark at an altitude of 2,530 meters. There's only 500 meters left to go before you reach the summit of the pass. Things get fairly steep over the final S-bend towards the summit, with gradients of 1 in 6. Soon a small solitary house with a green roof can be seen to the left on the horizon. The access road to this home is also the summit point and end of the pass. This is perhaps a good point to take a leg stretch, as there's still another 8.2 kilometers to go before reaching Tiffendale, where you can stop in for a meal or refreshments, or even better, book in for the night.